Thank you for choosing the good old couch as your entertainment provider. Please sit back and relax. We will be with you shortly.
Engines roar, black tracks burn ahead. Victory smell living in my head. Tires screaming, gripping the way. Fueling the fire, it's my game to play. Helmet down with the finish in sight. Adrenaline rush filling the night. Dust and sparks shaping the day. On the circuit I'm here to stay. Speeding hearts, we own the track. Pedals to metal, no looking back. Racing dreams, burning fast. Crossing the line, I'm built to last. Crowd cheers loud like a thunderous wave. Under the lights, the champion they crave. Flags in the air, they know the tale. Glory's in reach, I'll never fail. First. Pit stop, hustle, gear so tight. Seconds count in this fight. Sweat drips steady, the tensions grow. Ready, steady, let that power flow. Speeding hearts, we own the track. Pedals to metal, no looking back. Racing dreams, burning fast. Crossing the line, I'm built to last. Yeah. Pit stop, hustle, gear so tight. Seconds count in this fight. Sweat drips steady, the tensions grow. Ready, steady, let that power flow. Yeah. Crowd cheers. Yeah. Yeah. Pit stop, hustle, gear so tight. Seconds count in this fight. Flags in the air, they know the tale. Glory's in reach, I'll never fail. Engines roar, black tracks burn ahead. Victory smell living in my head. Tires screaming, gripping the way. Fueling the fire, it's my game to play. Helmet down with the finish in sight. Adrenaline rush filling the night. Dust and sparks shaping the day. On the circuit I'm here to stay. Speeding hearts, we own the track. Pedals to metal, no looking back. Racing dreams, burning fast. Crossing the line, I'm built to last. Crowd cheers loud like a thunderous wave. Under the lights, the champion they crave. Flags in the air, they know the tale. Glory's in reach, I'll never fail. First. Pit stop, hustle, gear so tight. Seconds count in this fight. Sweat drips steady, the tensions grow. Ready, steady, let that power flow. Speeding hearts,
welcome everyone to race number 7 of our Good Old Couch ADS F1 24 League. And tonight we will be racing in China. Once again, you will hear extremely professional commentary coming from myself. I'm Anomaly, and my excellent co-host, my bad.
I am Persephone.
Persephone.
We didn't practice that at all, but it went off without any trouble.
It worked fantastic. I love it, and I think that is what we are going to do from now on.
Okay, that's fine. I will enjoy it. I am Persephone.
Persephone, how was your week?
Well, my week only started today.
Okay, but last week we were only back here. We were last here on Monday. So how was the rest of the week last week?
You're asking like since the last time we spoke on this forum.
On this specific occasion.
Okay, it was good, thank you. You know, I worked, I played, I slept, I drank a lot of coffee.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
And yours?
It was wonderful. I was busy. We did a little bit of Borderlands. I'm just throwing it out there for all of you. And actually, just for everybody in chat who is watching, I know it's not F1 related, but Persephone will be joining in our next Borderlands feature on Wednesday. So please be sure to tune in for that as well. And then I do want to update all of you that we figured out how to distribute the couch pillows.
Yeah. I'm excited that we know how to distribute the couch pillows, but I also just quickly back on the Borderlands. I just want to lower expectations on my talent to play Borderlands. I am not very good.
You don't have to be good. You don't have to be good at all.
Okay, that's good because you and Ace can kill everybody and I will run and collect all the prizes. That is my strategy. That is my tire strategy for Borderlands.
I love it. I love that tire strategy. Everyone, we will be expanding our tire strategies, our trail braking, our tight cornering, and our aggressive driving into our Borderlands stream on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, it will be aggressive shooting. I will shoot my way through all the baddies in Borderlands.
Oh, and then I want to welcome everybody to chat. I see we have Ace555 with his traditional hun puppy. We have Faster Clucky with Who's It My China, Anos Jar, Pew Pew Pew, and Fawnman Viet Twee with a little cupcake with a number 1. I love it.
The cupcake with a number 1 is a shout out to me.
Well done. Shout out, shout out. I don't know who is shouting out, but I'm sure whoever needs to be shouted out, this one's for you.
Well, somewhere it's somebody's birthday, so maybe he's shouting out somebody's birthday. So whomever is watching and whose ever birthday it is, and whoever Fawnman is saying happy birthday to, happy birthday from us.
Love it. Woohoo! Whoop whoop. Okay, everyone, so let's get this started. We are racing on China this week, and I see we actually have a little bit of a smaller grid this evening. We are going to, I'm waiting for someone to start from the pit lane, so we'll check if we see someone going out of pit. I think it might be Faster Clucky heading out now. So we're somewhere going to go onto Faster Clucky just to have a look. As you exit out of the pit, immediately you are like transported and teleported into whatever kind of turn this is. So it is quite a hefty turn there, turn number 1 or corner 1 there. And you can see, Persephone, if you have a look at Faster Clucky driving here, this track has a lot of corners. There's a lot of turns. It's a nice flowy turn though here in the beginning, but there is a lot of turns, and I do think that maybe perhaps perhaps a lot of our racers are going to either overestimate or underestimate their braking points on these turns. So as you can also see, there's a slight elevation in the track, and then it is a narrower track, I believe. Let's have a look. Well, there is more than enough room to pass, but it is a little bit of a narrower track.
Yeah, no, I can see it's quite curvy, and I can see what you mean with a narrow track. We've seen more narrow tracks.
Yes,
So
we definitely
they
have.
will. Yeah, we definitely have. It does feel more open though, because it's probably not a street track.
No, it
See,
is
I've left.
definitely, it's not a street track. It's just a regular F1 track, very regular, as if F1 has any regular tracks. I see also a shout out and some love going there to our McLaren drivers in chat. Let's have a double McLaren podium this week, guys. Welcome there, East Rand Geeks. I'm personally also hoping for a double McLaren podium. Everybody in chat, just give me a little bit of a shout out there. Drop me, let me know, is our sound fine? Can you hear us? Are we echoing? Are you hearing my ego? I mean my echo. I'm sorry.
Echo, echo, echo,
Ego.
ego. That's so funny.
Okay, so Faster Clucky, thank you so much for taking us around this track. We really do appreciate it. We can use this time now to jump to some of our other races. I did notice a little bit earlier as we were spectating Faster Clucky Perceives that Zerigon got a 5-place grid penalty due to a collision there with God of War on the track. So Zerigon's gonna feel a little bit of that penalty coming through. Wherever he does qualify, he is going to get a 5-place grid penalty. The first lap and fastest lap going to Spectre Wolf with a 1:32.732. And then Ace555 dropping us there in chat. We good. Thank you. Of course you're good. You're in a McLaren.
Yeah, we good as well. Now I think he's talking about our sound.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably good as well. But I mean, like the McLarens are just like nom nom.
Num num. That's great. That's great. So I just want to notice here that everybody's on soft tires except Mr. Elf, who's on hard tires. That I find very interesting because I have no idea why everybody would be on soft tires and Mr. Elf would be on hard tires.
It's possible that he's scoping out, maybe using, because we do have a lot of time left on the grid. So it's possible that he is scoping out the track, just checking what the other racers are doing, having a look at his competition. And then I do know that sometimes, and I believe this might be a Mr. Frey strat, so hopefully I'm not calling him out here on his qualifying strats, but if they do wait until the end, they do experience the track having been worn in a little bit, if you understand what I mean. Like, there's been a lot of cars racing on it. There's been some rubber. My cat is like all over the place. I apologize. There's been some rubber from the tires that dropped onto the track. So it's giving a little bit more grip and assisting them in, if they do have that skill level and that amount of skill to be able to pull that off, assist them in pulling off an exceptional lap closer to the end of qualifying. And I know we did speak about a little bit about it last week.
Right, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. That might be strat. That might be
It might.
It might.
Oh my goodness.
We don't know.
Oh my goodness, everyone. The good old cat is sitting in front of the good old screen on the good old couch.
Ah, the good old cat.
Perceives, I see.
From station. Blocking the pit line.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Elf was disqualified from the session for blocking the pit line. Why did you block the pit line, Mr. Elf?
Oh my goodness, Mr. Alf ZA, what happened?
He was blocking the pit lane.
I'm relatively sure it wasn't on purpose. So, maybe if Mr. Alf pulls a bunny out of a hat, and reaches podium, we can check in with him on that. But like Persephone said, the pit lane was blocked, so he is disqualified from the qualifying session. He will be starting out in hard mode from the back.
Yeah, listen, I mean, if there's something I've learned in this game is you should not block the pit lane.
Definitely, definitely. I also see we have someone else in chat. Welcome there, Zakuman. I'm relatively sure you're not in my walls, but if you are, you might get quite a show this evening. Our F1 sessions usually usually has a lot of action, so getting some action there tonight, buddy.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Let's quickly look at the times that have been actually put on the board. So we have Spectre Wolf with a 132.732, Marksman with a 132.963, Faster Clock with a 134.245, Anarchy with a 134.299, The Dogman with a 134.426, Peach with a 134.546, V-Power with a 134.916, Wasabi Baby with a 135.306, and Darth Vader with a 135.489. I do want to just say that the middle pack is very close again with each other. They with that 134 with 135.
It's mere split seconds that's differentiating our middle pack there, Persephs. You are absolutely right. So yeah, we actually have a good lead there. I see God of War jumped up there to first position with a 132.720, and Ace 555 as well as Faster Clucky both. I think Faster Cluck was there. Ace 555 just jumping in there with a 134.166 into fourth position. So we have quite the lead between our number 1 to 3, and then from our number 4 onwards. Like you mentioned, our 134s are exceptionally close, and I do believe that we can keep an eye on Ace 555 in this race, Persephone. Last week he pulled bunnies out of hats and he did so well, and out of nowhere he just threatened our top 3 on last week's track. So I'm very excited to see what he's also going to be doing this week.
Yeah, no, definitely. We just saw Danky Monkey also put a time on the board with a 132.759. So now we're just waiting for Frey and Zarigon to put on times on the board.
Yeah, so actually we have quite a lot of times already on the board. We've gotten a little bit used to our races waiting it out until like the 2-minute mark. So it's very exciting to have something to commentate on. Persephs, Mr. Frey just jumping up there to number 1. I don't know if you want to pull that fastest lap time there for us.
It's 132.211.
Well done, Mr. Frey. Well done on that fastest lap time. Everybody, let us know who you think is going to take podium. Drop it in the chat. As per usual, as soon as our races are done with qualifier, I will actually just put it up in time this week. We will be putting up the poll for our podium position where you guys can go and vote and get yourself some couch pillows. And then I see Elf ZA in the chat, damn, wheel disconnected. Oh, so that's what happened there, Persephs. His wheel disconnected, so he wasn't able to continue with his race.
That is why he was blocking the pit lane.
I knew it. I knew Alf ZA would not block it on purpose.
No, we never thought it was on purpose, but does that mean that his pit crew did not tighten his wheel enough?
I think that's what it means. I think his wheel flew off the car.
But I mean, does that mean in this game they are in charge of their pit crew as well?
Definitely. I think Ferrari's pit crew is going to get a stern talking to this evening. They don't fasten tires and they don't fasten wheels.
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that actually happening in the F1?
I cannot. I cannot. I was actually just so off the side here. In yesterday's race, I was so mad about that first pit stop that Piastri had. It was so slow. So I was like, I was ready to fight McLaren pit crews like yesterday. So I see Faster Clucky is informing us that McLaren is going to be taking all 3 spots on the podium. 100% agree. I'm holding my thumbs, all 3 spots, and the driver of the day needs to go to McLaren this evening, just so that I can get some retribution for Piastri's pit stop yesterday.
Oh my goodness, that is a lot of pressure. I'm just
goodness.
saying, that is a lot of pressure. You're putting a lot of pressure on these McLaren people.
Oh,
That
but
is
I still
okay.
love you. Even if you guys only get 2 out of the 3 podium spots, that's also fine. I still love you.
Yeah, 2 out of the 3 with the 2 cars that's available.
Persephone, I see all of our time is on the grid at the moment. We do have 5 minutes left in this qualifying session. And our racers are speeding, wobbling, bouncing, and sliding across this track. So I don't know if you want to run us through our grid currently.
Let's do it. So in first place at this moment, we have Frey with a 132.211, Spectre Wolf with a 132.268, God of War with a 132.720, Danky Monkey with a 132.759, Marksman with a 132.963, The Dogman with a 133.196, P Power with a 133.784, Ace 555 with a 134.166, Buster Clark with a 134.245, Nanarki with a 134.299, Peach with a 134.546, Wasabi Baby with a 134.690, Darth Vader with a 135.489, and Zerigon with a 137.574.
Wonderful, wonderful. I just want to have a look here, Persephone. Do you see the time put up on this grid by V-Power this evening? I am massively impressed.
I actually wanted to stop and say go V-Power, but then I thought I was like, going like on a flow, so I didn't stop. But yes, it's a great time with V-Power.
Yo, that's an excellent time from V-Power there. Yo, I want to do that shout out. Really, really great time that V-Power put up there on the grid.
The wall.
Yeah, the Dogman going into the wall by the pit lane there. I'm actually looking. I want to see if someone's going to go into pit. I want to have a look at our pit entrance, because if you have a look on the map there, Persephs, it looks like it's a very, very sharp corner, almost a 90-degree corner. Going into the pit lane, so I think it might be a little bit hard for some of our racers to break in time there. So we might actually be seeing a little bit of wall hugging going on by the pit lane. I'm honestly hoping not, but there is a possibility for it. And then I do see that we are getting quite a few cautionary sectors just before sector 3, so just the corner just before sector 3. I see we are getting a couple of cautionaries. I want to have a look who is going around that corner at the moment. Let's see if we can grab someone who's... There we go. So we are going to focus on Marksman quickly. I just want to have a look here past sector 2. You can see there's quite a couple of turns here as well, although these turns are a little bit more flowy. However, going around this corner and taking that tiny straight up, leading up to the corner where the second DRS zone will be enabling. This one specifically here. I see we are getting a lot of cautionaries on the grid at this moment for this part of the track, so we might be seeing a couple of battles happening around this corner.
So we'll definitely have a look at this corner while we're have a little bit of pressure on the drivers when they're competing against each other, because pressure always brings out the mistakes.
Definitely, and I must say our drivers really are very, very good sportsmen, or really have very good sportsmanship. Even with the most amount of pressure, we've only had great sportsmanship coming from all of our drivers. So I'm excited to see that this evening, Persephone. I just want to point out Ace 555 is dethroning your kick there, putting my McLarens closer to the podium with a 1:32.752, taking that fourth position for pull away at the current moment.
Oh my goodness, what just happened to your McLaren? They went off track.
Ach, they're just testing out the run off, just making sure that should anybody be able or need to run off the track, that they have a safe understanding about what needs to be done.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just saying.
I see Anos Jar is getting a shout out there from the dog man. Hi, Anos Jar. And then Zuckerman, I don't know who put the wall there, although Spur, I am still open for sponsorships for our wall, so please contact me.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely see. I'm excited to see. It seems like the track is, I mean, it looks like a very difficult track. Like you said, there's warnings, tight cornering, a narrow track, but it seems like they are handling it quite well. You know, we don't have any disqualifieds or do not finishers while we're doing our lap times. So that's really good. That's very positive for me.
It really is, and I just want to point out, like, our qualifying times hit up to the 1:32s from 1:34. So I see there's only two 1:34s left. I'm going to run us, if you don't mind, Persephs, as soon as they are done. I'm going to run us through this grid very, very quickly to see if I can do it on time. But yeah, so our times already in this qualifying session has increased immensely. Currently, we are in the overtime portion of the qualifier. We are just awaiting Frey and Vasteklakkie to re-enter that pit lane. I don't know if the grid is going to change. So we do have pulling away in first, Mr. Frey with 1:32.211, followed by Spectre in second, God of War in third, Danky Monkey taking fourth back, Ace 555 in fifth, Marksman in sixth, the Dogman and the Narky following in seventh and eighth, V-Power, Vasteklakkie, Peach, Wasabi Baby, Darth Vader, and Zerigon following on our leaders there for the pull-away grid. We'll see if Vasteklak still pulls a bunny out of a hat. He has a 1:33, so Mr. Frey will definitely be keeping that pole position for the formulation lap and the pull-away. Well done. I see, Persephone, that one F1 Kids 26 there in chat. Ulezi has made it. Welcome, Ulezi. He will also be pulling away from the back, but I don't think we need to worry about your second kick not getting himself up there.
No, I'm happy my second kick made it. I'm glad Danky Monkey made it as well. We missed him last week. We are missing a few people this week, but we did have a few people that let us know they are having car trouble. So we're going to miss them, but we'll hopefully see them next week. So, yeah, that is unfortunate that they're having car trouble.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I see the Dogman. Wait, that's actually your user wild stats. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. If you do have a moment to explain that to us, I would really appreciate it.
I think he's speaking to Anas Jar.
Okay. Because sometimes I still get confused. Hopefully I don't have like stats up there on the stream. It doesn't look like it. But yeah, if there's anything weird happening on stream, guys, let me know. Persephone, why don't we get our poll up and running?
Okay, so who are we putting on the poll, people? So we're gonna put Frey.
Okay, so our question once again is podium. First, we have a nomination for Frey. I am going to definitely just throw Ace 555 up there.
Then I will throw up Spectre Wolf as well.
Spectre Wolf. Okay, I'm just going to put Spectre. Spectre, you're just Spectre now. And then I think we can have 2 more suggestions.
About Danky Monkey.
Okay, we can definitely have Danky Monkey up there. And then, do you think we need to keep it at 4 though, Persephs? We do have a small grid, so I don't know if you want to do 5 or 4.
Let's keep it at 4, that's fine.
Okay, wonderful. So we are going to allow additional votes. I'm going to put it up for, let's see. Okay, it seems like I can only put it up for 10 minutes tonight. I don't know what happens. Sometimes I can put it up for 30 minutes. Sometimes I can put it up for 10 minutes. But it's going to be up for 10 minutes. I'm going to start it as soon as the formulation lap ends. So everyone, please remember to drop your vote in there for for who you think is going to take that pole position. We are seeing some nice wiggling happening there on track. And then, Persephs, I do want to point out that Ulezi is in a Red Bull this evening.
Yeah, my heart just broke.
Ulezi, you just broke Persephone's heart. Danky Monkey, Persephone's heart is on you this evening. Please, you need to do something with that green car.
You have to kick. You know, just kick that car in gear. That's what I wanted to say.
Definitely.
Nothing
I do
else.
see, however, that Spectre is ghosted there in the formation lap, so that's a bit weird for me because I did notice that God of War is following there behind Mr. Frey and he's followed by Danky Monkey, so I don't 100% understand why Spectre is ghosted there, but I do still believe that he's going to be taking that second position. Mr. Frey leading the pack, God of War holding back a little bit there, getting some extra heat on that tires. Danky Monkey following closely, although he is getting a little bit, or is following a little bit closely there, but he is able to still warm up that tires quite nicely. A lot of nice wiggles coming there from Ace 555 and the McLaren as well, getting those tires nice and warm. And then just before I forget, let's just get that tires up there so that we can see.
Faster Clucky and Peach disqualified.
Yeah, so it's possible that they didn't pull away correctly or something. So yeah, they will still be able to pull away. It's just they weren't able to complete the formation lap. I see Spectre Wolf letting us know my take control option in spectated mode is grayed out. Spectre, I don't know what to tell you. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do if that happens. But yeah, hopefully you can take control now after the formation lap. Let us know. So yeah, everyone, they're going to be pulling away. Mr. Frey is going to lead the pack there. Let's have a look if we can get a jump start coming there from Ace 555. Unfortunately, God of War, we also saw him overtaking on Mr. Frey there, taking that first position, and Frey falling down to second position. Ace 555 also taking a position, getting himself up there to third position. It's very, very too bad, like about that jump start though. A little bit of a collision there at the back as well. I don't know if you saw that, Persephs.
I saw, yeah. It seems that they had a little bit of a faster Clucky.
Yeah, so I don't know if maybe Spectre Wolf was able to regain control of his car. I do see that he is down there in the bottom, but it doesn't look like he's grayed out. And then the Dogman also unfortunately dropping down a little bit there to 15th position. So I'm assuming that he was in that collision. Peach actually overtaking on Marksman there around the corner. Marksman taking that position right back, but that was a good overtake there. Really, Peach is really fighting also for those positions this evening. Marksman again, a little bit of a battle happening there between Peach and Marksman. Going off track there. I think that was V-Power just sliding out a little bit there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
It's a little bit intense for not even one lap yet, you know. So
yeah, we are still on lap 1, everyone. Let me get the start poll up there. So yeah, please remember to drop your predictions in there for who you think is going to take pole position. I see Danky Monkey, Ace 555, and God of War going into the pit. Danky Monkey jumping back up there to position 2. Mr. Frey retaking his lead. I'm just wondering where both Ace and God of War is going to exit. It looks like it's going to be the bottom of the pack, Perseus.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Were they part of the collision? Did their cars get damaged? Is
I
that
don't
why
know if I don't think they were part of that initial collision though, but maybe something happened between the two of them while I was putting the poll up there. We can maybe check in with the pit lanes a little bit later to see if they can let us know if maybe something happened there, because it's very, like you said, it's very coincidental that both of them goes into the pit lane at the same time, but I do see that God of War pitted for the medium tires and Ace pitted for the soft tires. So we do have 20 laps around this track. It is going to be quite the feat for Ace to manage those tires, although he might be able to gain quite a number of positions with those softs so early in the race, because they haven't lost that big amount of time on the leaders as of yet. So if they are able to just regain some of that time back, they do still have a fighting chance.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we're only on lap 2. There's a lot of time left. Everybody just has to just take a deep breath, just calm down, and just drive, like they would have, because everybody is still so close together. It's still anybody's race.
That is really, really true. And I do think, like you said, our races, you can also see, I think that might have been Ace there at the back as well, with a little bit of a spin out. I do think what you're saying has merit, Perseus. Our races are going to have to calm their minds and keep their focus, because we see a lot of our races with excellent qualifying times slipping and sliding across this track and losing positions where they didn't really need to lose those positions. So they are going to have to keep a clear head. Spectre Wolf overtaking on Wasabi just before the corner there. He's already fighting his way back up to 7th position on his original hard tires. Well, it's only been 3 laps, so I can't really say original hard tires. But
you're correct.
On his hard tires, he's fighting his way back up there to 7th position.
Yeah, so we have Frey in first position, Danky Monkey in second, Ulezi is in third in the Red Bull, breaking my heart.
Ulezi.
It's not his fault. I'm sure it's not his fault. Manaki in fourth, Vastaklaki in fifth, Dagweider in sixth, Spectre in seventh, like you said, he fought his way up there. Wasabi in eighth, Marksman in ninth, Mr. Elf in 10th, V-Power in 11th, God of War in 12th, The Dogman in 13th, The Regon in 14th, Peach in 15th, and 8th in 16th.
Thank you so much, Perseus. I just saw around that corner. I was wondering if Alf is going to make it in that DRS zone to overtake on Wasabi in front of him there. But you can definitely see a little bit of a fight happening between the two of them. But Wasabi did an excellent block there, keeping Alf behind her. And it's become such a topic to follow during this league that I'm excited to see what's going to happen between Wasabi and Alf tonight as well. I think Alf just overtook her. Yeah, he just overtook on Wasabi there, taking that 9th position. But then I also want to jump up here to 7th position, Perseus. I noticed in the qualifier as well that Darth Vader did really put up a great qualifying time. And you can already see that on his medium tires, he has a more of an early game strat going with his tire strategies. But on his medium tires, he already fought his way up to 7th position, and some very controlled, excellent driving coming from him as well. So I'm excited to see what Darth Vader will be doing this evening.
Yeah, no, definitely excited. He did a great qualifier. So if he just keeps his cool, because sometimes the pressure doesn't get to him. So if he just keeps his cool, keeps calm, keeps his car on the road, then we might see an excellent position for Darth Vader this evening.
That's true. That's definitely true. We do have a tight battle going on here for position 5 as well, between Spectre Wolf chasing down on Faster Cluck there in front of him. Marksman with an excellent overtake there at the back, and Spectre is going to overtake on Faster Cluck here around that inside corner, taking that 5th position for himself. So yeah, Spectre and Marksman both are Williams team drivers, just going all out this evening. Some excellent overtakes happening, and you can definitely see them trying to fight their way back up there to the top. Mr. Alf having overtaken on Darth Vader, taking that 8th position, so we might actually be seeing Mr. Alf ending there at the top tonight, Persephs.
Well, I did hear a rumor that he ended second last week, so
You know what? I also heard that rumor.
so we never know. We never know where he's going to end this week. So he
Well,
might be fit.
well, Alf, since you were second last week, nay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Then we
So
definitely want the driver of the day coming from you this week.
my
Unfortunate runoff there for both V-Power and the Dogman. A very tight competition happening there between our Visa Cash App and our Haas drivers, and unfortunately not working out in their favor, so they just run off the track a little bit there. Then we also have Darth Vader in front of God of War around this corner. The Dogman also picking that position back up, and V-Power taking it right back. Unfortunately, he just went into the pit. I was about to be like he ran off, but luckily he just went into the pit.
Yeah, because we missed that pit, right? It's so part of the track that you don't really see it.
It really is, and it's so hard to focus when they are going into the pit lane, especially with like that 90-degree corner there. It's a little bit hard to see when our racers are entering the pit lane, although I am very, very proud of all of them that they haven't smashed into that wall yet. I probably would have.
No, listen. I think I wouldn't even be able to start my car. Let's be honest about it. I mean, I wouldn't even be able to find my petrol, or is it a diesel car? I don't know. So
Everyone, please remember to drop your votes in our poll management, or like our poll there. My apologies, mine is management. But you all remember to drop your votes into the poll there of who you think is going to take our podium position this evening. There is still a fight happening there between Frey and Danky Monkey and Ulezi in our top 3. Although we are only on lap 7 of the race, so it is possible that some of our drivers might be pulling bunnies out of hats. We have Mr. Alf that's climbing the grids as if it's like a klimraam ladder. So
a klimraam ladder, you say?
Yeah, jungle gym. That's the English word.
That's the English word. A jungle gym. Brilliant.
Oh, thank you. I feel so proud of myself now. I got the English word right.
You found it.
I did find it. So yeah, everyone remember to drop your vote in there for who you think is going to take pole position. You can win some amazing couch pillows.
Yay!
Yay! Persephs, I see Spectre Wolf already climbed his way up to position number 4. So we have Spectre chasing down on Ulezi.
Yeah, no, he is doing a great job. If you think about, he was grayed out where he started. He is climbing his jungle gym like a crazy toddler.
He's definitely climbing that jungle gym there. He has Nanarki quite close to him, chasing down also for that 4th position of his. So we might actually be seeing DRS enabling here for Nanarki. Let's have a look if he I don't think he is in range to attempt that overtake Persephone, but just give him a couple more turns. Maybe he will be able to place himself closer there to Spectre to overtake. And then I do see we have Mr. Alf chasing down here on Marksman for that sixth position. Very, very close here to Marksman. He's probably, and we've seen Mr. Alf ZA race like previously in the league, as well as lost the previous league. He really is a skilled and calculated driver, so he is probably going to wait for Marksman to either make a mistake or just to lose a little bit of speed on those tires of his, and then he's going to overtake as soon as it is possible. So that's definitely going to be something that we have to behold. So we do also have God of War and Faster Clucky going into the pit lane on lap 8. Both of them pitting for hard tires. So we will be seeing if they will be able to exit the pit lane. Yeah, they are able to exit before Ace and Darth Vader. So definitely some chasing down going to happen for my McLarens there at the bottom.
But still brilliant driving. So
Excellent driving.
Excellent driving. Let's see how we stand on lap 8. So we still have Frey in first position, Yankee Monkey in second, Ulezi in third, Spectre Wolf in fourth, Nanarki in fifth, Marksman in sixth, Elf in number 7, V-Power in 8th, Wasabi in 9th, Zarigon in 10th, Peach in 11th, God of War in 12th. Somebody is overtaking. Who is this?
It's Mr. Alf overtaking on Marksman around the inside corner. Let's just have a look if he's able to keep that position. Marksman's taking it back there. Mr. Alf will be able to probably overtake on the next inside corner. However, I do see Marksman blocking him off quite a bit. Just an interesting fact, Persephone, that I've learned recently, and sorry, just Mr. Alf has taken that overtake, but that I've learned recently is that in F1 our drivers are only allowed one blocking move. So to keep blocking, you need to choose your line. So to keep blocking, and I don't know if maybe I'm not 100% understanding it correctly, but I do believe, I think what Marksman did there might have gotten a penalty if he didn't keep to a straight racing line, because as you are only allowed one blocking move, you need to choose your line and then you need to keep to it. So if you block the driver behind you once and they are again able to overtake on you, you do need to allow them to pass.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Did Peach just go into...
Yeah,
Exactly.
Peach closing the wheel there a little bit on God of War around that corner. I'm not sure if maybe she didn't see him there or if there was a little bit of a battle that was ensuing between the two of them. However, she is trying to keep to a racing line there, but God of War was able to overtake on that outside line. So I see that leaves, and Ace 555 is going to overtake on the inside line, it seems. He definitely attempted it there, a block happening there from Peach, so there's quite the fight happening at the moment in our bottom mid pack. And
Is
Ace
that
did
an
overtake. I'm so sorry, Perseus. He did overtake on the straight.
I saw that. That was a brilliant overtake.
It really was. He kept such a cool, calculated head. I think there was, Peach just went into misjudging the braking marker a little bit there, going into the back of Ace there. Hopefully his car didn't pick up a lot of damage. He is fighting his heart out to get some of those positions. And the thing with some of our faster racers, and he is definitely one of the faster racers at the moment due to that medium tires that he's running, is that they do struggle if they land behind the bottom mid to bottom pack here. There's definitely some damage on that car. You can see it. Unfortunate there. But what I wanted to say is, if they do land behind the bottom mid to bottom pack, they sometimes do struggle to get out from behind it because they are running a faster pace. And some of our more inexperienced drivers doesn't necessarily know about the blocking rule, for example. So they will perhaps keep blocking some of our more experienced racers there at the bottom, and this will cost them the opportunity that they have to overtake and win some positions back.
Okay, okay, I understand. So the blocking rule you just told me about, that you're only allowed to block and stay in that
Yeah, that you only
blocking
actually have
lane.
one blocking move, yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, I understand. I understand. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, we should actually maybe tell them about that though.
I really do think that we need to. I think we might have a little bit of an information session here in the middle of the league with our racers, and just inform them of, for example, the blocking rule, and stuff like, for example, the brake markers and such, so that they are aware of what they also need to comply to and what they also need to do during the races, to not, so as to not like hurt their own times as well as their like co-racers times on the track. So I
Yeah.
see Wasabi and Peach currently going into pit there. They're pitting for medium tires. We have our number 1 to 4, pause 1 to 4, still running their original hard tires, Persephone. 10 laps on the hards for Mr. Frey, Danky Monkey, Alf ZA, as well as Marksman. So quite an even fight there between the four of them. I see between Alf and Marksman for third and fourth, and then between Frey and Danky Monkey, should Danky be able to lessen that 9 seconds between himself and Mr. Frey there. And then Danky still has a comfortable lead on Alf as well in position 3. So I think it might be safe to assume, just as I said it, the pits came up. But like I wanted to say, I think it might be safe to assume that Frey and Danky Monkey will be pitting either this lap or the next lap, just to ensure that they do have that opportunity to still exit the pit in a favorable position.
Yeah, which they literally just did. So, I mean, Frey just pitted, and
Yes, and
he,
re-exited in position 1.
yes, 100%. So, let's try our grid again because I did get
I'm up
distracted.
for it if you're up for it.
Yeah, I did get a little bit distracted. I'm not going to lie about it. So, in first position, we have Frey, and then in second position, we have Lazy. Third position, we have Danky Monkey. Then we have Spectre Wolf in third position. Sorry, I'm correcting myself. Fourth position, we have Danky Monkey. Fifth position, we have Nanarki. Then we have God of War in number 6. 7, Mr. Elf. 8, Marksman. 9, V Power. 10, Faster Clucky. 11, Darth Vader. 12, The Dogman. 13, Ace 555. 14, Zerigon. 15, Wasabi. And 16, Peach.
Thank you so much, Persephone. I see we are seeing an overtake between the Dogman and Darth Vader. The Dogman waiting for that DRS to enable there and overtaking on Darth Vader, taking that 11th position for himself. I did see that both the McLarens went back into pit. There was definitely some damage on that car of Ace when the Austin Martin rear-ended him there. So he unfortunately had to have yet another pit stop, and I see he pitted for hard tires. So we're hoping that our McLaren will be able to run these tires until the end of the race. I'm going to make like a little please stop and don't drive into my McLaren sticker that I'm going to ask the McLaren drivers to put in their livery, so that my heart doesn't break when my McLarens are picking up damage on the track.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I really do
I
think so. It is quite the fight there at the bottom at the moment. I see we also have Wasabi and Zerigon having a little bit of a competition there for that 14th position, and Wasabi overtaking just before the corner.
brilliant job. So yeah, I see that Spectre Wolf is doing really well. I mean, he went from basically last position to third position, which is great. He did some excellent driving.
He really did, and a very good tire strategy coming from him as well. Using his original tires to gain as much track positions as possible. And I must say, it kind of looked like he just flew through those positions and just obtained them like it was Smarties out of a Smartie box. So he definitely applied all of his skills there to gain that positions, and then putting himself within the pit time of the front runners, so that when they did go to pit, he did not necessarily lose out on that positions. He gained a position, and they exited behind him, and then he pitted for the medium tires. So he's going to definitely, I think, be using those mediums to gain some track positions.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, only have 14 laps left. So I think most of the people will now finish on the tires that they have on now, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, with the 6 laps left. I see the most that we do have on the medium tires is 3 laps for Spectre Wolf. So it's definitely going to be possible for our racers to finish the race on the current tires. That is to say, if there's no more incidents that they need to repair the car for. Our hard, yeah, our hard tires will definitely carry our races through that is currently on them. I do see Darth Vader and the Darkman running a 8 and a 7 lap on those hard tires, but still more than enough grip on the tires left to carry them up until lap 20. Our medium tires might be starting to slip a little bit here on lap 18 to 20. This track is very hard on the tires with all the cornering and everything, and the elevation changes. They do need to sometimes brake a little bit harder, so it might be possible that they might start to slip a little bit, but it should carry them through. And then we do also see Alf here quite on top of God of War, very close. He is going to enable this DRS and is going to overtake on the outside line, and he did manage that overtake, taking that 6th position for himself there just before the corner. God of War definitely fighting a little bit there to keep that 6th position, but allowing Alf that pass there. Marksman also going to fight for that 7th position. There's still that battle happening between Alf and Marksman that we've seen for this entire race on China. It's just that God of War is now sandwiched there between the two of them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. But there's definitely going to be a tight battle there for 6th to 8th position as well. And I do see, however, Persephone, if I just have a look at the grid on the left hand side, that Mr. Frey has quite the comfortable lead there in 1st position. So for those of you who did vote for Mr. Frey for podium, it is possible that he might be taking the podium this evening, that you guys might be getting some nice couch pillows coming your way.
Nice. Well done, people.
Well done.
I mean, we never know. I mean,
yeah, we've seen some strange things happening.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as we think we know, then we're surprised. I mean, last week was a testament to that.
Definitely, I see there's a fight ensuing here between God of War and Marksman having managed that overtake around the inside corner, putting himself in 7th position, back into the fight with Alf there that we've been seeing during this entire race, and God of War dropping down to 8th position currently. And then I also just want to point out, even after the slide out that he had earlier, Persephone, we do have V-Power back up there in 9th position for the Visa Cash App.
Yeah, some brilliant driving from V-Power this evening. He at one stage he also dropped to the bottom, and he fought his way back up again.
He really did. He drove excellently, taking that 9th position back. I think he qualified also in 9th position, if I'm correct.
He did? I think so.
Yeah, I also think so.
Yeah.
Marksman losing a little bit of time there on Alf in front of him. I see luckily not letting it get over 1.3 seconds. However, just losing out on that DRS zone to be able to overtake on Alf. So that battle might be a little bit harder for him at the current stage in time. The dogman having run off the track there a little bit, re-entering the track almost into faster clock there in front of him. My McLaren's there in 10th and 12th position. Excellent driving, I must say, coming from the both of them this as well this evening. It was not necessarily their race this evening, but still a very, very proud McLaren fan, and hopefully East Rand Geeks there in the chat, still a very proud McLaren fan. Some excellent, excellent driving coming from both of them. And then the dogman taking that 10th position, having overtaking on faster clock just there before the corner. So some excellent driving coming from him as well.
Yeah. I see Rachweide unfortunately did drop. So I don't really know what happened there. It might have been a pit strategy. It might have been, going off the road a little bit or something like that. But he did start off very well, but unfortunately he did lose some positions.
It really is quite the gamble, I think, Perseus, because even if you have the perfect pit strategy in mind, even if you have a certain strategy, it's as easy as one thing happening that didn't necessarily fit into your strategy, my apologies everyone, that can maybe even cost you your race in a case like this. So it is quite the gamble happening on the track at each point in time. As you can see, also a little bit of a thing happening there between my two McLarens. I think Faster Clucky having slided out a tiny bit there, dropping down to 13th. And then, for example, you might have an excellent strategy starting out like Darth Vader did, and one thing happened, one person slides in front of you, or one pile up happens, and it's hard to then recover from something like that. So I 100% agree. Started out very well there. Just unfortunate for him having dropped down there to 14th, but we are seeing excellent driving coming from him as well this evening.
Yeah, no, definitely. So let's look on lap 18 where we are at this moment. We have
Yes, please run us through it. We are on the second last lap of the race, everyone.
Yeah, we are. So we have Frey in first position, Ulezi in second, Spectables in third, Danky Monkey in fourth, Anarchy in fifth. Did somebody jump? No. Mr. Elf in sixth, Marksman in seventh, God of War in eighth, V Power in ninth, The Dogman in 10th, Ace 555 in 11th, Wasabi Baby in 12th, Buster Cluck in 13th, Darth Vader in 14th, The Recon in 15th, and Peach in 16th.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Perseus. I do see we don't have a lot of penalties up on the grid this evening. Very, very happy about that. But I do see that Danky Monkey does have a penalty against his name. So I think in these 2 laps, the best thing that Nanarki can do for himself is try to lessen that time difference between himself and Danky, to keep it under the 3-second mark, because that time penalty will definitely then count in his favor for that 4th position, my apologies. So I'm thinking that we might be seeing Nanarki just chasing down on Danky for this last lap or last 2 laps of the race, just to lessen that time and hopefully get himself within that penalty range to take that 4th position. And then I see, just as we did speak about penalties, also going there to God of War. However, he does have a comfortable lead on V Power, so I do not think that penalty will necessarily influence his position on the grid. On the second last lap, Persephone, we do see an overtake here happening between Ace 555 and the Dogman. Ace 555 overtaking for that 10th position. If he's able to hold that position, McLaren will be getting a point this evening and Ace will be getting a driver's point. So I'm crossing my thumbs. Dogman definitely chasing down on him there. Going to see if he can lessen that time and re-overtake on Ace to get that point going going to Haas this evening. So we will definitely see what's happening between the two of them as well.
Oh, brilliant. So you only get a constructor's point from 10th position?
Yeah, well done. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, so our position 1 to 10 gets both constructor points and manufacturer points. So yeah, only up until position 10 gets points on the grids. So there's definitely going to be a fight between Ace 555 and the Dogman. Ace having to defend like a champ for this last lap. I see Mr. Frey's leading us into the last lap at the current point in time. Ace just needs to keep a hold of that 10th position to ensure that he also gets his constructors as well as his manufacturer points. So definitely some aggressive defending coming from him this evening.
Brilliant, brilliant. And it seems like he's doing a very good job, though.
He really is. He really is. That unfortunate run-in with Peach earlier in the race, I think that cost him a lot. He was going to climb that time and climb that grid very easily, and he did have the pit strategy to prove it. So unfortunately for him there, we will have a look what's happening between the Dogman and Ace if we have a look at the times. But I just want to jump back up here to Mr. Frey. He is going into sector 3. He will be, it seems, finishing first. Definitely you can see that Wiggles already coming there before the corner. Mr. Frey celebrating early there. Definitely has reason to celebrate as he is leading the win for our 7th race in the Good Old Couch ADS F1 24 League. First position going to Mr. Frey there. Well done, Mr. Frey. Lazy, it seems, will be taking our second pass for the evening. He is going around the last corner. He will be going over the finishing straight in a couple of seconds. Definitely taking that second position. Unfortunately in the Red Bull. Spectre Wolf finishing third in the Williams. Danky Monkey following fourth in the Kick. Nanarki going around the corner. He will be able to take that fifth position. Unfortunately not able to minimize that time between himself and Danky and Spectre, or that Danky, my apologies. Mr. Alf finishing there in 6th position. Marksman in 7th position. God of War will be taking 8th position there. V-Power will then be finishing in 9th position, followed by Ace 555, who will be taking, it seems, that 10th position and still getting that 1 point there. Well done, Ace. Excellent driving coming from you this evening as he goes over that checkered line, taking that 10th position. The Dogman, unfortunate for him on the last lap, however, still taking an 11th position. Great driving coming from him. Wasabi in the Mercedes car for the evening, taking that 12th position. Faster Cluck bringing up the rear there in 13th position. Darth Vader in 14th position. Zerigon will be finishing there in 15th position, followed by Peach in 16th position. Well done to all of our races. Well done, guys. Sorry, I just had to breathe there for a second. I have to remember to breathe. Let's have a look who our driver of the day is going to be, Perseus.
Let's see.
Excited. Leslie taking driver of the day there. I see Fawnman let us know the problem came in his pit strategy. So I'm also just quickly going to give our podium a moment. Yeah, and I want to give our couch pillows as well. I'm just trying to see how. I know what to do. I just need to see how to do it now. It's okay. I'm gonna have a look now. But yeah, just to reiterate to everyone, well done there to our grid, to our podium. We do have Mr. Frey there in first position. Well done, Mr. Frey. Really excellent driving coming from you this evening. Ulezi following in second position and also grabbing the driver of the day. Spectre Wolf there in third position. Danky Monkey in fourth position. Followed there by Nanarki in fifth position. Mr. Alf ZA in sixth position. Marksman bringing up their seventh position in the Williams. God of War taking eighth position. V Power, excellent driving coming from him this evening. Finishing in ninth position for the Visa Cash App. Ace 555, excellent recovery there, grabbing that bottom point there in 10th position. Well done, Ace. The Dogman in 11th position. Wasabi Baby in 12th position. Faster Clock 13th position. Darth Vader pulling up there in 14th position. Unfortunate there for the pit strategy, Darth. And then Zerigon in 15th position, followed by Peach in 16th position. Well done to all of our drivers. It was some excellent driving coming this evening from everyone. And then guys, you guys know by now how we work. You know what we do. You guys know about our post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Yeah. Hello and welcome back everyone to our post-race interview. I think actually I pressed the button before I finished my countdown. So if you guys heard like Ian, that means 1. That means I was going to go live. But I think I was already live. But yeah, Perseus, welcome back to our post-race interview. As you guys know by now, I'm moving everybody myself, so please bear with me while I search for the correct room here on Discord. But yeah, everyone, please help me welcome our third place for the evening, Spectre Wolf. Welcome, Spectre. Spectre, are you there?
Hello.
Hello and congratulations.
Thank you.
Excellent driving coming from you this evening. I must admit, we were very, very worried when you dropped there in the chat for us that you were grayed out and you can't take control. We didn't know what was happening, and starting off so at the bottom of the grid, so low on the grid, and just working your way up to third position. It's amazing. Well done.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I was actually in full control when the lights went off. I was in full control, but then I think in T2 or somewhere somebody tapped me, so that made me spin out. So I had to make all those positions up. But it was very fun. It was very, very fun racing, trying to make up those positions. It was something different, but very challenging, and I'm glad I came back fighting.
It was challenge mode for you this evening, Spectre.
For sure, beast mode. Absolutely.
Did what happened and starting off so low on the grid at any point in the race influence your strategy?
Not strategy, but it did force me to it did make me a little bit angry. So I used that anger and just used it to come back and fight a little bit better. But yeah, strategy, I just followed the standard strategy that the game provided me with hard mediums. And so yeah, when I felt I was losing a little bit of grip, then I decided to not lose more time. And then my main focus then was to try to catch Ulezi, maybe overtaking him. Which I did a good job, but at the end of the day, it was just not enough.
Oh, but you did such a good job. It was so fun watching you this evening, Spectre, I must say. We jumped quite a bit back and forth between everybody and then returning to you just to see what bunnies you're pulling out of the hat. So I must say I'm excited to see you next week in Austin, Texas. But can you give us a little bit about what you are looking forward to next week?
Definitely the challenge lies in Texas being basically the track that I have practiced the least. It's going to be very challenging. I'm going to have to learn the track like completely new. Yeah, but I think it's going to just add to that challenge of getting things ready, because I see I'm now tied with God of War with 85 points for second and third. Well, second place, so that's going to be an added incentive to push extra hard. So yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled with the result tonight.
I really am. I just want to remind everybody watching that you are our defending champion from our previous league. So just for those of you guys watching who wasn't aware.
Thank you. Yeah. It's I'm still waiting for my certificate, but
I'll email it. I promise.
Okay, cool. I'm on that. Thank you so much, though. Like, yeah, it feels good. It's I enjoy every minute of it, and yeah, I hope everyone else is too.
Oh, that's wonderful, Spectre. I'm going to hand it over to Persephone to continue with her part of the interview.
Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Persephone. And just before we start, please, I beg you, not another vintage British driver, because that's my weakness. I don't know any. That's our absolute weakness.
Okay, so I don't know if it's vintage. I don't
know if it's British.
I don't think he's British.
Okay.
But the word legendary is in the sentence.
Okay.
Yeah. So how many times did the legendary Mario Andretti clinch the Formula One World Championship crown?
Oof, Mario Andretti. Let's say once.
You are correct. And
Okay, great. I don't know who that is, so yeah, one is the best answer I could get.
Oh, stop being humble, Spectre.
Thank you so much. I love it.
Spectre, thank you so much for giving us. Yeah, just thank you for giving us an amazing race this evening. Thank you for giving us just something to behold. We definitely look forward to seeing you next week in Texas.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have an amazing evening, guys.
Thank you so much. I'm going to move you out of the thing now. So
bye.
Bye.
Oh, everyone, I did that correctly. So excited. Everyone, please help me welcome our second position, and not only our second position for the race, but also our driver of the day. Welcome, Ulezi. Is this not Ulezi?
Hi guys.
Hi, Reggie.
How are you guys?
Good, and you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You're a tough race.
It was definitely a tough race, but you made it look so easy, though.
No, I struggled. The inspector gave me a massive fright when he was catching me by the lap.
Well, he did mention that he tried to chase down on you, but you were just that little bit faster the whole time. So we definitely saw some excellent skill coming on China track specifically from you. We've gotten used to some excellent skill from you, but would you say that China is one of your better tracks?
No, not at all. It's like in the middle for me.
That's actually fantastic. And then, Ulezi, I think the question that's burning on everybody's lips this evening is, why weren't you in the green kick?
So I arrived late home from school. Then I tried to join qualifying in the kick, and then it didn't allow me to join in the kick. So then I was like, okay, cool. Hopefully I'm in a kick by the time the race starts. And then it put me in the Red Bull. I was like, it is what it is, man. I'll still run my race. But still representing the kicks at heart.
Yeah, at heart, because it broke my heart. It broke my heart.
Yeah, I'm sorry for this. Yo.
Oh, Ulezi, now we saw some fantastic driving coming from you, some very consistent position taking, some consistency on the track. It was just, as always, such a pleasure to behold you. How do you think you're going to be preparing for Austin, Texas next week?
Austin, Texas. That track is like home for me because that was the first track I actually got serious on in F1 because I was in a competition for it last year and I lost. So it kind of hurts, but now I've worked a lot to get better at Texas.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so excited. From my side, Ulezi, that's going to be all, but you know the drill. We're going to hand it over to Persephone to continue.
Right, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a trivia question. So I don't know if this is the easy one, but let's see. How many dazzling world championship titles did the unstoppable Michael Schumacher collect during his epic career?
7.
7. Correct. You're right.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop, well done.
Thanks, guys.
Well done. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you
guys.
and congratulations, Ulezi, and it was so fantastic to behold you this evening. As always, you just gave us definitely such a good run and something to root for, and we definitely look forward to seeing you next week.
In the kick.
Thank you,
Next
guys.
week in the kick.
Yeah, next week in the kick.
Bye, Lucy.
Bye,
guys. See you next
Ulezi.
week.
Bye.
Everyone, that was our second position and our driver of the day, and I think this week I have it correct. So please help me welcome our race winner, our first position for the evening. Welcome, Mr. Frey Frey.
Thank you. That was a tricky one.
It definitely looked like a tricky race, Mr. Frey Frey, with your 17-second lead that you uphold there at the moment.
Let me clarify what you mean. The qualifying was tricky. The race was quite fun.
I was about to be like, no, don't come with that here. We saw
No,
we saw
we don't
that.
need the humble. Yeah, okay. I'll be a bit more boisterous and Ferrari with it next time.
But Mr. Freyfred, it was fantastic to behold you. Actually, can you give us a little bit of a lowdown on the pit strategy? Because I think we got it correctly, that you just pushed out to get a little bit of time there between yourself and those following you, because you actually exited back into position 1, which was fantastic to behold.
So basically, I've been practicing a lot, and the hards I've felt lovely with, and that's why I decided to go with them for my start. And I was still able to pull away from people with mediums and softs, so I just thought, go long as I can. And then I heard on the radio that I think it was Danke in P2. I think Danke Monkey had a penalty. So I was like, well, whenever he pits, I'll go 1 lap later. And that's basically what happened, because he had to serve his penalty, which gave me even more room. So when I pitted, I came out like 8 seconds in front. And it was just quite an easy race at that point.
You definitely did make it look easy, Mr. Frey. It actually, we didn't even see anything like tire wear. We didn't see any strategies that needed to be employed from your side. So it was just a fantastic race to behold.
The only time when I was a bit worried was the final lap. I wanted to push for fastest lap on the final lap just to be a bit of a... just to be cheeky, shall we say. I can't really say it. And basically, I was pushing through the second sector, you know, the long winding S's, and my rear went, and I nearly spun. And I was like,
wow.
Don't do that on the final lap. Just sit still, finish, and I just done some nice early weaving for you at the end.
Yeah, we saw that little weaving there a little bit early, but definitely some reason to celebrate there, Mr. Frey Frey. As always, you were just fantastic. So, can I maybe just ask, what advice do you have for the rest of our grid for next week for Austin, Texas?
Austin. Oh yeah, so it's okay.
Yeah, that one,
You're gonna-
that Austin.
Yeah. You're gonna want quite high downforce, mostly for the first sector because it's such a good long sweeping set of corners. And keep the car soft because there's a lot of curves. So keep the suspension quite soft, downforce high. And I can't give it all my secrets away, but that's all I'll say.
Well, it is, I think, definitely enough to keep some of our races going there, Mr. Frey Frey. From my side, this is going to be it, but Persephone still has something in store for you.
Brilliant. Which time?
Let's see. Let's do this trivia question, Mr. Frey Frey. So, when he clinched the 1989 title, which team was the iconic Alan Prost representing, sending fans into a frenzy?
What, the team that you won the championship with, sorry?
Yeah, which team was he representing in 1989?
I think it was McLaren.
You are correct.
Whoop whoop!
Thinking correctly.
I think, wasn't that when Prost and Senna crashed into each other on Japan?
don't
to
know.
steal the
I
championship?
think it
that.
was.
Yeah, because there was
I-
a big political to-do that with it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think actually it was Mr. Frey Frey.
I just want to ask, I'm just going to do a bit of a question time back to you guys, if that's alright. Hang on, I'll just mute this.
Persephone, are you ready to be interrogated?
No, not so much
Yeah.
interrogate, but I just want to get your point of view. How did it feel for Persephone when Olesi, that would have been in a kick, got second, but it didn't show a kick because he was in a Red Bull? How did you handle that?
It broke my heart. It broke my heart. I was in tears. I was crying throughout the.
Yeah, she was
the
inconsolable. We almost had to
stream.
stop the stream.
Inconsolable. Yeah,
Okay.
I just couldn't do it. Yeah, I was inconsolable. it was terrible. Terrible.
And my little one for just Miss Anomaly here. How did it feel with McLaren's out of the top 3 for a change?
Oh, my heart is broken, Mr. Frey Frey. I'm going to go sit on my porch and have an existential crisis, stare into the night sky and reevaluate my life choices. Although I'm not going to reevaluate my choice on McLaren though.
all I can say to that, what both of you are going to do, that is what it's like being a Ferrari fan 24/7.
Definitely
Awesome.
can agree with you there. Mr. Frey Frey, thank you so much. It was
again.
fantastic to watch you race this evening. We definitely look forward to seeing you next week in Texas with some amazing strats and some even better wiggles.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frey. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We really do appreciate it. Let me just see if I can move. Okay, thank you, Mr. Frey Frey. I see he moved himself. He's just like, nah, this is taking too long now.
Nah.
I'm wasting my time.
You take too long, then I move myself.
Yeah, he will move himself, Mr. Frey Frey. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. So yeah, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I know I said I figured out how to distribute the couch pillows, but the button is not giving me a thing. Let's see if I go here. The button is not giving me a thing. So just check out for your couch pillows. I'm going to run the finish screen of the stream a little bit longer until I'm able to distribute the couch pillows. Keep an eye out for that. As always, it was fantastic to have all of you with us. Thank you for voting. Thank you for supporting our races. They do appreciate it. We appreciate you. The couch appreciates you. And definitely, I know Persephone appreciates you as well.
I do. I really, really do.
And we appreciate you, Persephs.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much. May you have a splendid evening. Thank you for joining us. Remember to join us on Wednesday for a good old time on the good old couch. And yeah, just have a splendid evening. This is going to be myself. I'm Anomaly, and my superb co-host Persephone.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.